Hey there folks, John here with Through My Lens, and today I'm coming to you with another knife-related video. Today we're going to be looking at some knife accessories that I purchased from Department 13 Knives. Now, the saga of receiving this package is one that I'll be talking about as I open it up. But you'll see that this came via Russian post. Department 13 Knives is in Russia, and they do a lot of aftermarket components, scales, bearings, some other items too for knives. Mostly they're most well known for supporting the Shirogorov community. They do make some accessories for other types of knives, but again, most well known for producing some phenomenal scales for Shirogorov knives. And I actually ordered this when I first got my F3R 3 months ago. It took that long. I literally just went to the mailbox today. It is Tuesday, May 25th, and I ordered this early in March. So we're just a few days shy of 3 months. I think there's a lot of things that could have been done or at least a couple of things that could have been done to make this go a little better. One, I think that shipping it in this little bag, I think, was a mistake. I think this ended up being, I think, practically lost somewhere in Russia. This thing didn't move for probably 2 of those 3 months. There were no updates, and I think this got tossed into a corner or fell behind a shelf or something, and it just didn't move. And I think just being in this little tiny, envelope-like pouch was probably part of that. I'm speculating there, but that would be my guess. If it would have been in a box, that would have been a little easier to see. I think it would have been less likely to kind of be tossed to the side and lost. Again, speculating that happened. But also, I think that this was sent with probably the least amount of postage possible, which, I think in this day and age, given all the problems that there are with shipping, I'm going to encourage Department 13 Knives to start spending a little bit more on postage to try to get these packages out in a reasonable amount of time. To Department 13 Knives credit, they were going to offer me a refund. I was literally like just a couple, 3 days away from being to the point where we were going to agree that it was lost, and he was going to refund my money with the caveat that if it did show up, that he would charge me, which I would have been okay with. But looks like this is very, very well packaged. So let's see what we've got here. Wow, these are pretty nice here. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit so that you can see this better. But we've got here some lightning strike carbon fiber scales, again for the F3R. They look really nice. You can see he also put a pivot collar in on the show side. Oh, looks like it's on the clip side as well. So very nice, very, very nice. Wow, I'm feeling of the surface of the lightning strike carbon fiber scale, and I'm not feeling any sharp, pointy imperfections. I've had lightning strike scales before, and normally they use very thin wire to create the shiny lightning strike components within the carbon fiber, and sometimes those wear through to the surface and you start getting sharp points. But so far I'm not feeling any of that on either of these scales, so that's really nice. Really, really nice. That is not the only thing that I ordered, though, for this project. Department 13 also makes some roller bearing systems, or I guess roller bearing pivot bearings that can be used for Shirogorov knives. This would be single row. I think they used to make a double row, but don't anymore. I don't exactly know what the reason is, but from what I understand right now, he only makes a single row. I'm trying very hard to get this little tiny Ziploc bag open. There we go. Finally got it separated. And in this little thing, you can kind of see the outlines of the kind of the bearing wheel there that holds the single row bearings. It's stapled shut. They're sealed in place. So that's nice. I'm not going to do anything with that right this second. Looks like he also included what looks like a poker chip here. Okay. I don't make knives. I just make knives better. Kind of a little poker chip here. Okay, nice. It's almost like a card for him. It's got a little QR code here. I'm guessing that'll take you to his Instagram account. So yeah, kind of a neat little freebie that's included. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to go ahead and try to get this installed on my F3R. And I'll be honest, you know, I've really come to love the white carbon fiber scales that are on my F3R. It will be interesting to see if I prefer the Lightning Strike carbon fiber scales here that I've gotten from Department 13. Yeah, it's just going to be very interesting to see. So I'm not going to go ahead and do the entire disassembly and reassembly on in the video. I'll just go ahead and do this and cut to the finished product. You've already, if you're a subscriber to my channel, you know I've done a disassembly and maintenance on this knife, so you've already seen it disassembled and reassembled. So again, I'll go ahead and save that. But what I am interested in is how, once the single row roller bearing system of bearings is installed into this. Again, the F3R comes with the multi-row bearing system from Shirogorov. I am interested to see what the difference is and how it feels on deployment. And I'm going to have a very good way to compare, because I actually have an F3NS as well as the F3R. And the deployment on both of these knives is very, very close. The F3NS is just slightly better than my F3R, and I mean ever so slightly. They're just both almost identical. This one's just slightly more hydraulic, very slightly, but it'll serve as a good basis of comparison of, you know, how I feel like the roller bearings differ from the standard multi-row bearing system that Shirogorov installs on their knives. You know, the finished product, you know, some may think that I'm trying to turn this into a custom division knife by putting in, you know, putting on these scales that have a pivot collar like you see with many of the custom divisions, by putting in the single row roller bearings like you see with the custom divisions. That's not really the intent. This is just an experiment, just to see. One, I've always liked Lightning Strike carbon fiber scales. I don't have any knives with that right now, so I wanted to give them a try. And you know, as long as I was putting in the order, I thought I'd give the single row roller bearing system a try again, just to see if I've kind of been leaning toward acquiring a custom division knife, but I just want to kind of see what that would be like. I've had another knife in recently that did have that system in, and it was incredibly smooth. So I am interested to see what this will be like. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get these scales in the new bearing system installed. Okay, so the disassembly is underway, but I just wanted to go ahead and show, for those who haven't seen that previous video, this round disc here with all these little bearings in it is what I'm going to be replacing. This is the Shirogorov multi-row bearing system that we're going to be replacing with a single row roller bearing system. So let me go ahead and switch that out, and then I'll show you what the single row roller bearing system looks like. Okay, so I have both the discs containing the multi-row bearing system as well as the discs containing the multi-row roller bearing system, and I'm just going to lift my tray up to get it up to the camera to give you a better view. So again, the ones here on top are the Shirogorov stock multi-row roller bearing system, and below here you have these discs which are the single row roller bearing system. And what was nice is that Department 13 actually sends you a couple of extra of the roller bearings just in case you lose them, which I was very pleased about. But again, I'm very excited to install these and to see how the knife runs. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll give you my impressions. Okay, so now you can see that the knife is completed. I have the gorgeous Lightning Strike carbon fiber scales installed. It looks fantastic with the pivot rings here. Really very nice. Looks fantastic on this F3R. Really nice. So the question is, what do I think about that single row roller bearing system? I like it. It's a little different than what I thought it would be. It's actually not that much different than the bearings, than the multi-row bearing system. It's not as dramatic of a change as I anticipated that it might be. Which I find pretty interesting. Don't know if it's because it's different than stock roller bearings would be, or if it's just a case of maybe I need to get used to it and I'll kind of detect more differences over time. I don't know. But I am not unhappy. It's very smooth. Still drops shut very nicely. Pretty great. So there you have it. There's my kind of overview of the installation of the Department 13 Lightning Strike carbon fiber scales and the Department 13 single row roller bearings. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care. God bless. We'll see you in the next one.
I hope you've enjoyed this production from the Through My Lens YouTube channel. If you did, please click on the like button and do share the video on social media. If you'd like to see more content like it, please do subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and do check out Through My Lens at www.throughmylens.org.